Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to have you guys here. It's been a while. It's been too long, actually. I haven't uploaded anything here recently, and that's just because of all the crazy stuff going on in the country right now. I've been traveling around. I was lucky enough to be considered essential, so to speak. In my line of work, I work in power generation facilities, so I've been all over the place with the shortage of workers, people not wanting to work because of, the possibility of exposure, things like that. But that's not what this video is about. Today, I have something pretty exciting. It's not usual content, but, it's what I've got right now. My wife's 2017 Chevrolet Tahoe, the transmission in it just kind of fried itself, and so this happened about 3.5-4 weeks ago, and I was able to tear the transmission out, tear it apart, look at it, see what kind of parts needed to be ordered, and pretty much everything. So at that point I was dispatched out to work, so I left. It's been sitting here in the garage pretty much in the state I'm about to show it to you in, other than the fact that we have cleaned everything up and got rid of a lot of stuff. I'll put some pictures in because I didn't record any of it, but I did take some pictures, so I'll put some pictures in of what it looked like before and after. Today I got parts from Transpart Warehouse. These guys were probably the best price online that I could find for the 6L80E rebuild kit. It is the most complete kit that I could find. Also, their advertised price was exactly what I paid, nothing for shipping. I ordered this 2 days ago, and it got here this afternoon. I've been waiting all day for it, super excited, so I can start putting this thing back together. So, and when I get into it, I'll explain to you guys what failed and what I think caused the problem. But I'm going to be rebuilding that portion of the transmission today. I'm actually still waiting on 3 more pieces to come in, 3 more parts, and then the transmission will be complete and I'll be able to put it in. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview of the parts that I got from Transparts. So I already opened this just to check it out. So I paid $524.22 for this, and that's exactly what their website said it was going to be. And it's a 6L80 Chevy Pontiac Hummer Transmission Performance Robertson's Deluxe Rebuild Kit. Okay, so everything still $524, which was awesome. These guys were true to their advertised price, and they did excellent shipping. So here, this is for 2006 and up. I believe this has the transmission pan gasket and something else in there. But I've got all the O-rings, all the grommets, a bearing, it's either a front main or a rear main seal, both of them in there. So we got that all nicely packaged. And then we've got all of the fluid pistons that are in the transmission. And if you guys don't know anything about automatic transmissions, you might be thinking fluid pistons. That doesn't make sense, but hey, I didn't think so either. But they're in there. So, oh no, dropped it. Okay. So then they gave me a new transmission filter. All of their stage 1 red performance clutch discs, all right here. So those are toast in the existing transmission, and all of their stage 1 steel plates. So that's everything I got for $524. It's the most complete kit that you can find for a reasonable price. And like I said, this is actually a stage 1 upgrade, so it's a little stronger than stock, but not that we really need it. Just it was a good price, and why not? So I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna set up I believe the wife is going to help me, so let me get everything set up and we'll start tearing into the old parts, and I'll show you what failed and we'll replace everything. We'll put it all back together. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so got everything set up in the garage. This isn't my normal working space. I'm actually at my mother-in-law's house in her garage, so making the best of what I've got. It's actually a pretty decent setup. I've got the table here with all of the old parts, the bits and pieces of the transmission. There's the bell housing, or the actual transmission core, and it's emptied out. And then over here I set up another table. I forgot to show you guys these. These are all the new bushings for the transmission. It also comes with that. So I got all the parts laid out here. You might be asking yourself if I know what I'm doing. The answer to that question is no, I do not. I am just going off of the fact that I have a strong mechanical understanding and background. I understand how things work. When I take them apart, I can usually put them back together. Fingers crossed. But along with that, as we all know, the internet, YouTube, Google, things like that are our friend. So this is what, oh, hold on. I don't know if you can see that. This will be like my cheat sheet to make sure that I don't miss anything. I've got the exploded view of a 6L80E transmission. And like I said, I'm going to go through anything that comes off. I'm going to basically replace, because I should have everything there to do so. So with that being said, we're going to get started, and I'm going to start with the piece that come out of the transmission last. I'm going to rebuild each section, and then we will stack it all together. That way I'm not rebuilding one piece, putting it in, and then going back and forth. This way I'll do everything all at once and then put it together all at once. So without any further messing around or waiting, let's get into it. The first piece that come out, or the last piece that came out of the transmission. So this is actually the output shaft of the transmission, and so we'll just open it up, and we've already cleaned all these parts. Like I said, I'll put some pictures down below or at the end of the video and show you everything. So there's that gear. It does have a bearing, and I don't know that the kit actually came with these, so these are actually still in pretty good shape. So if we didn't get those, we'll reuse it. Not a big deal. But let's see, is there anything else in here? There's no snap rings, no O-rings, nothing like that. So that piece can sit right there. This piece is also another set of gears. There's where that bearing rides. That face is actually in really good shape, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so there's really not much to this last section. It's basically just an outer gear and a set of inner gears. All the gears look good in this transmission. None of the teeth are chewed up, so we didn't go into the gear portion of the transmission. And luckily, it was just clutches and steel friction plates that wore out, and you'll see that later. It's pretty interesting. That's not it. Okay. So we didn't get a bearing, but like I said, luckily this bearing is still good. And yeah, there's really not much else to do on this piece, so put it back together and move forward. That goes on there like that, and then you just have to, alright, and there is another bearing that goes on the inside. Okay, now this is the next piece that came out of the transmission. Now on the inside there doesn't appear to be much, but there is a piston in there. We're gonna remove that, and it's rubber. This transmission got hot. Actually got really hot, like 237 degrees I think, when everything failed. So we will definitely be replacing this. We do have this in the kit. Do you want to grab that, sweetheart? Just match it to this one, and it should be in that box right there. And it's important when your transmission gets hot that you replace these, because they are rubber and they'll warp and distort. And here's the new one. Honestly, you can't really see that much of a difference, but you know, hey, we paid for it, we're gonna use it. As far as I know, there's no wrong way to put it in, as long as you put it in right side up. And it just presses in, and that's done. We'll flip it over and we'll get to our very first set of clutches. I'm gonna take that snap ring out. Oh, this one. That top one. Where's that? And so just like that, you take that snap ring out, and what we're gonna do is just dump it over, keep it right side up the way that it came out in order, that way we know what needs to go back in. And yeah, it looks like there's another piston down there. And I'll tell you what, guys, I had a lot of problems when I removed this gear, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna pull this gear out just so we can replace that piston, because, well, we ordered the parts, so let's replace it. Alright, so C-clip, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this gear should come out. Yep. Okay, now there is an inner C-clip right there, and it actually holds this portion, this gear and bearing in there. So I'm gonna set that to the side, take out this concave plate. That's what you actually have to compress to get that C-clip back in. But there is a piston in here. Right now, I have to figure out how to get out. Let me look at the new one. Alright, so got the old one out, just pried up on it, and it come right out. Here's the new one. Like I said, again, there's not much difference in the two. Just as a precaution, I'm gonna change it out. That's what it looks like underneath it. So We'll put this on, press it down. Here's the new ceiling O-ring. It's a lot tighter than the old one, so it's a good thing that we're replacing it. And so I'm probably just going to time lapse through a bunch of this stuff because there's a lot to do. I will show all the main important parts, but just so you guys know, probably going to fast forward through a bunch of this stuff. That's just time consuming, but I do want you guys to see everything, so just keep that in mind just for the shortness of the video, because I feel like this is going to be a long video and I want to keep you guys entertained and interactive with the video. So drop a comment down below. If you're not already, think about subscribing. It's absolutely free. It doesn't take but just a couple seconds. Smash that button in the corner and we greatly appreciate it. So sit back, enjoy, and here we go. And this next piece is actually 3 pieces in one, but it came out next. So, and I really think there's only one set of clutches in here. We've got just a housing. There's a bearing on top for that last piece to sit on. There's another bearing there. And all of this will be cleaned again before we put it back in. So then that piece will come off. And oh, we've got a bearing here. And we've got a snap ring, so we'll take that out. If they sent this piece or not.
This one?
Nope. Nope. So this piece was not included with the kit, so it's going to be reused. I don't see any signs of wear or damage on it. Not even sure what it is, but put it back in there. Then this piece, and this goes over the top, and then we've got this. This piece came out next, and there's a couple different pieces in here, so I don't know the terminology or the names for all of these, but this is a set of gears. it has an inner gear that slides in there. Nothing I can do to that because, like I said earlier, I didn't bother with the gears because everything looked good. Nothing was chipped, nothing was cracked, or anything like that. I did look in the kit and we did not get any of these needle bearings, but that's okay. All of these seem to be in really good shape. And that goes on the bottom. So I know that this piece, I'm pretty sure we have in the kit, so before we put it back together, we'll look for that and see if we can replace it. These little deals here we will replace. We have new ones along with this upper O-ring. Just looking, that's just an inner gear that I don't believe comes out, at least not for what I'm doing. So we flip it over and we've got a snap ring in there along with a set of clutches. So we're gonna take that out. So that just shows you guys that you saw me looking through this stuff. I mean, I know I looked at it first, but I didn't even realize there was a parts list in here. So it basically, this is for the valve body, which we'll get to that. And yeah, it's got a blow up of the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3, 5 reverse clutch assembly, the 4, 5 and 6 with turbine shaft clutch assembly, and the 2, 6 clutch assembly. So we've been through those, and then here's low reverse clutch assembly and sprung rotation. So yeah, it looks like so far we've done everything we need to do. I'll go back through this and we'll make sure that we got everything in the right spot. But that is awesome from Transtech, so definitely appreciate that. Look through all your stuff when you get parts. Don't be excited like me, guys. So we are down to the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3, 5 reverse drum. This is the first piece out of the transmission, and in here lies the secret to the transmission's decimation. There is something that caused this to happen, but you'll see when we open this part up that it was not good and looks way worse than all the other parts. So that is supposed to be a clutch disc. Okay, that is burnt. You see the discoloration on the steel? Looks like titanium welding. That's not supposed to be like that. that was extremely, extremely hot. And here's why. We have 1, 2, 3 clutch discs and 3 steel plates that have literally fused themselves together. I mean, that's pulling on it, and you can see it left it bent. And then the rest of them are burnt as well. So that is the biggest culprit of why this transmission decided to die. And the symptoms of this transmission were no forward, no reverse. And actually, when I loaded it on the trailer, it stuck itself in forward, which is the result of that. So I had to remove the drive shaft to unload it from the trailer because every gear was forward except for park and neutral. So yeah, those are history. And now we've got this piston to replace, and she's already got the new one. So let me just get that out of there. Got a snap ring, and it should come right out. At least I think that's a snap ring. Yeah. Okay guys, it's literally been like an hour. I'm not even sure where we left off, other than I know we had these out, and I was looking at the paperwork and saw some O-rings that I wasn't seeing. So it took me forever to get this piece, which after a bunch of research, it's some sort of piston pusher. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no video on the internet of how to disassemble this, but I was able to kind of piece a few things together and realize that if you put this drum on the fluid pump and blow air through one of the holes, it pops it off. So all that to replace 2 O-rings, but better safe than sorry. The 2 O-rings are down in there. There's a larger one and a smaller one. So now I'll put this back on and we'll continue moving forward. So, oh yeah, and I caught the entire work table on fire because I was trying to use heat to expand the metal, and well, when you clean things in gas, they become flammable. So don't be like me. Hey, there's the piston. No. Huh?
These were up.
Those were up. Let's see, you might be right. I can't really tell. Here's what's left of my paperwork. So yeah, that's fun. Doesn't say. Awesome. Huh?
Guys, I was right about something.
And we're gonna cut the clip there. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, just kidding, guys. She was right. That's the way the piston went in there. It's in. Now we're gonna stack the clutches and the plates. So I need 2 metal plates. There we go. That drum is complete. We have officially installed all of the clutches, all of the steels, the O-rings. As far as this point, everything looks good, everything feels good. Probably gonna end the video right there and pick it up tomorrow on the rest of the transmission, and like I said, I'm still waiting on 3 parts to show up, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate it. Give me your feedback, tell me what you think, tell me if I'm doing things wrong, tell me if you like the way I'm doing things. Like, comment, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, you guys. And look out for a video coming soon. Some really big information as far as the channel is concerned, so stay tuned. I appreciate it, and remember, it's only a dream until you make it a reality.